making ice for they used to, years ago, but we didn't have no electricity, so we had to make ice, and this was the cheese making. And the idea was houses. And this was the farmers' co-op. And all the farmers would get together to make ice. So in the winter time, come winter, they'd go on the ice. Some of the farmers would go out on the ice and they'd shovel the snow off the ice so that it would make ice, because the snow would insulate the ice, so they would be making ice. And when they had about 2 feet of ice, they would go down there, and the farmers would get together. They'd have a meeting and to fill up the ice house. And they'd mark out the ice where they had shoveled the snow off. There was about 2 feet of snow. And then 2 feet of ice, that was. And they'd mark that, and then they start cutting with saws, hand saws. 2 guys on a saw. And then I had blocks, I would say, about 3 by 3 maybe. And then they had the horses and their sleighs. And one guy would start hauling, and they start pulling that ice out of the bay. And they like ice tongues. They would grab onto the ice, and they had a chute going into the water. And they'd have their sleighs on the end of the chute, and they'd pull with the horses, and they'd pull this ice onto the sleigh. And some farmers would haul it back to the cheese factory by the house. And then there they'd put 1 layer of sawdust, and then 1 layer of ice, and then a layer of sawdust, till their ice house was full. And everybody had his way of doing it. And then later on in years, they used trucks. And then they used that ice for cooling off their milk, the cream. Because then with that cream, they would make butter. But they had to have it cooled off to a certain temperature. And every year, they would do the same thing. And in the middle of the summer, then they take that, when they were getting that ice out of the ice house, that you just pour water on it, and the sawdust would just wash right off. There would be nothing left on there. It's clean. And then they'd chip that ice, and then they'd put that in the cream. They put out some big vats there, and they'd put that in the vat that would cool the cream to a certain temperature, and then they'd make their butter.